Welcome, dear listeners, to the latest installment of Out of Office by the LTS podcast, or Life Tech and Sundry. If you want to be technical, my name is Marcos, and today will be a solo episode. I want to remind everyone that all the links where you can find us on social media, on YouTube, if you're listening to this via your favorite podcast catcher, links will be in the description, and if you want to support this show, links there as well. Thank you very much from the bottom of our heart. Now, let's continue with the show. So recently, I've been looking into a lot of tech stuff, but I wanted to bring it back. Something that I feel like it's getting very competitive out there is the vehicles. I really like are Jeeps, general purpose vehicles, but if you're listening outside of the US, the name of this company is from General Motors, but the name is spelled differently compared to what it stands for. Jeep technically should be G as in goat and P as in Peter, and it should stand for General Purpose Vehicle. Marketing and whatsoever changed it to J as in John, 2 E's as in elephant, and then P as in Peter. I don't know why, but it sounds cooler and it looks cooler on the marketing. Nowadays, it got bought by Chrysler and all those things, right? I grew up watching Jurassic Park, watching World War II documentaries and all those things, and the historical precedent of the Jeep itself is very cool and has a special place in my heart. I found out that there's a hybrid version for the Jeep. Forgot the name of it. I don't think it's called the Gladiator, but that's a different thing, and that's a guilty pleasure vehicle for me. Let me know in the comments. I'll make a post. What is your favorite guilty pleasure vehicle? For me, there are two. The Jeep and the Toyota is more for work. Let's get things done. With my personal experience of going across the country, the Toyota brand has not let me down. My personal pleasure with the Jeep goes all the way back when I was in Mexico, when a family member was having their 18-wheeler suffer an accident, fell off a ravine with a full load and everything out in Mexico. They were okay, but the vehicle was totaled. So whenever they had the mechanic and everyone towed it to the mechanic place, I saw this black, super simple with a roll cage and everything Jeep, all blacked out, beautiful tires, everything just used to pick up the family members, all those things back and forth. And the mechanic was helpful in that sense of, here, you can use my car to go pick up whatever you can find over there at the crash site. Went over there with the Jeep just off-roading, and we saw the mess. And there are no pictures of this, dear listeners, but it's just fun. And obviously, it was a bad situation where my family member, who has passed away since then, it was just the memory of me as a little kid going off-roading and all those things, not being able to drive just yet, just sitting on the back seat with belts and everything on, and let's go, picking up whatever we can find and all those things. And it wasn't a lot. It reminded me a lot of Jurassic Park. And with that, I wanted to know what's up with this hybrid vehicle. Is it going to be the same? Is it going to stand up to that personal memory or of Jurassic Park? Mind you, in Jurassic Park is based the movie for me, but originally it's a book. And the book, I don't think it's a Jeep model in the movie. I think it's a Ford or an electric vehicle. I remember that there are multiple movies to the Jurassic Park series. Same thing in the books. In the books, the standout vehicle, I think, was a Toyota and a Ford or a Subaru or something like that was electric, because the people that previously went to the island recommended that to the people that were going again for the second island. And that made me think how efficient is an electric vehicle going to be. And there was some drama in the book. You can read it at your own time or listen to it in audiobooks. There probably is already. It was cool, so it made me think, if Jeep is the company or the brand is going to have a hybrid, what competitor is there right now that compares in the electric EV industry? Obviously, it made me think of the Cybertruck and all their competitors, and I created a little presentation for you, the listeners, if you want to hear my train of thoughts about some 5. I'm thinking about 5 companies. I don't know what, because I guess I have 5 fingers, and it made me think of 5 American companies and maybe even European companies. You never know, dear listeners. So that is my preamble to what I have for you now. American EV innovators. Top of the head is going to be Tesla, obviously. Tesla company, founded in 2003, the trailblazer, if you will. Revolutionizing the industry with stylish, high-performance EVs, diverse model range, supercharger network, and autonomous driving tech. Obviously, dear listeners, style is relevant to your, like, art, if you will. It's in the eye of the beholder, and the tech. There's drama of how Tesla acquired that IP, if you will, or that idea. But nonetheless, Mr. Musk is the owner of the Tesla company, and say what you will, its impact is very strong, still felt today, and still being felt today just on the car brand. And their superchargers are slowly increasing in popularity and existing on the East Coast, the West Coast, and the middle America, like in Texas, all those places. Next point, pushing boundaries with the Cybertruck and potential collaboration with other automakers. I have my opinions, and you probably have your opinions. You probably have a Cybertruck. Let me know in the comments that Cybertruck really shook up the market in the sense of it's the first vehicle that it's not going to look sleek. It's not meant for everyone. If you like it, support it. And some people have their mixed comments. It's a mixed bag, don't get me wrong. And I'm not here to support Tesla. I'm not here to bash Tesla. I'm just here to state that it came at a time when there were big companies, automaker companies, dominating the market, with my personal company favorite, Jeep and Toyota, Chrysler and Toyota company. I feel like they were collaborating on the market, but don't get me wrong, dear listeners, I don't know squat. So, you know something, let me know. I have a lot of comments on X, formerly known as Twitter, about small pickup trucks. Follow me on the links, and get at me, if you want to comment on things that you agree or disagree with Tesla, Cybertruck, and all the other companies, or anything that I talked about. Another company that I want to point out that's also American, it's called Rivian, founded in 2009. The Adventurer, merging tech with the outdoors through the R1T and the R1S. There's been a lot of YouTube videos where there's a pickup truck going off-road. Again, it reminds me of Jurassic Park. And with there's a lot of electric vehicle drama in the movie or in the books, if you will, if you want to listen to it. But this one technically should be reminding me of that, but it doesn't. Jeep does. And I guess Rivian is trying to get in that demographic of it could be your off-roader or your daily driver, but for me, it isn't. But I acknowledge its stride in the market of making the EV a more palatable vehicle for everyone out there. Built for adventure with off-road capabilities and sustainability focus, enhancing ownership with features like YouTube and Google Cast. Hey, if you're a tech off-roader, more power to you. Not YouTube though. You already know where to find me. Click on that channel where it'll take you directly to my YouTube channel. If you're listening this podcast on the Rivian, I also have a YouTube channel. So over here plugging myself on every single opportunity that I have. This, dear listener, this company is called Lucid Motors. Founded in 2007 actually. I was about to say 2017. Totally wrong. The efficiency champion. Setting new standards with the groundbreaking range and efficiency, luxury and performance without compromise. Again, if you think that luxury is standardized for everyone, hey, who am I to discuss? Wait a minute, I'm the one presenting this, so if you agree or disagree with me, get at me in the comments. That luxury is a standard that everyone should be aware of, or is it, or it's just like art? Again, links in the description. Expanding globally with ambitious production goals and new factories. It's going in Mr. Worldwide over here, the Lucid Motors. And if you've heard it around in your neighborhood, let me know. Another company that I found that was interesting is called Fisker Inc. Founded in 2016. The sustainable stylist. Committed to beautiful and eco-conscious electric vehicles. Is this going to be a daily driver, or are you here to make a statement that you're going to move around independently, but with the environment in your forefront of how you move? Not taking the train, not taking the bus, taking an electric vehicle, an EV for short, if you will. I'm a little bit iffy on that. Get at me in the comments if you want to talk about that. You should buy an electric vehicle in your current situation. And should it be stylish and eco-conscious, or should it be a full-on tank on electric wheels? Let me know. Poised to disrupt the market with innovative, designed, and flexible ownership. What does that mean? I mean, like every other market on vehicles, they're going to have to entice the buyer with how it looks, the inside. It sounds like a synonym to luxury, to innovative is, again, what makes them different? Don't really know, but what calls to me is that it's a recent company. So you already know they have those growing pains and they have to market themselves very aggressively. And maybe even options of ownership. So let's find out whatever happens with them. Stay tuned. Now with another company, Edison Future, founded in 2016. The solar innovator, exploring solar power integration in EVs. I feel like that's definitely not new, dear listeners. But if it helps them to stand out, and so be it. Aiming for affordability and reduced reliance on fossil fuels. Again, they're selling themselves in the market of electric vehicles, which already tries to pitch that, so let's see how it goes. A promising newcomer with a solar-powered vision for the future. So, what I'm understanding, dear listeners, is that this company is their main focus is to not only be an electric vehicle, but to strengthen or to prioritize their main form of recharging their batteries, or the majority of their power, to be from the electrical chemistry of solar power. Jury's out on where they can do all that, because not everywhere in the world it's always going to be sunny or anything like that. So let's see how that goes, dear listeners. It's exciting. It's a competitor. disruptor, blah, 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 all those interesting things. I'm here for it. Let's continue now. From America, or the United States specifically, because mind you, there's other companies probably in Canada, in Mexico, in South America. Dear listeners, there's a growing competition. That is very exciting. But from there, from the United States, let's jump across the pond, if you will, into Europe. European electrification. While American companies lead in innovation and tech, Europe boasts a robust charging infrastructure and strong government support for EVs. Yeah, definitely. The US government is trying to push, it's incentivizing it, but it doesn't compare to what European countries are doing. And that is awesome. Hopefully, the United States can learn from this, or wherever you're listening to this podcast. Hopefully, your country is also pushing to innovate in that sense to support imports, or probably in-country productions. Let's hope for electric vehicles to disrupt the vehicle market. Established European companies of automakers like Volkswagen, founded in 1937, BMW, 1916, and Mercedes-Benz, 1926, are rapidly electrifying their lineups. I'm low-key, high-key excited for this. I want to say it's called a jalopy with the slang over here in the United States, but it's not. It's a Volkswagen bus. There's a camper version, and there's the regular family version. It's the 70s, the 60s, the 50s. I think it's the 60s and 70s all over again here, dear listeners, but electric boogaloo version. Smaller companies, nimble European startups, are also making waves, pushing the boundaries of design and technology. Well, there you have it. These are the big companies that I personally found interesting. You probably have your own opinion on them, and even more companies. The global race to electrification. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the exciting world of electric vehicles, exploring the latest trends, technologies, and companies driving the charge towards a sustainable future. I'm hoping that electric vehicles are here to stay. This is what started cars. This is what disrupted the market with horses. I hope that they get better with material sciences, with government support, legislation. So if more companies are out there growing, because the current vehicles like Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, they're strong. They have definitely government write-offs. Over here with Ford, with General Motors, Chrysler, all these Chevy, they have also support from the government too. They're incentivized to make more than your startup. It's very hard to hop in there. So I give a round of applause to these people, these companies that are putting their toe in the market. It's very exciting, and hopefully there will be more. Okay, and I talked with my boss over there at the coffee shop about this, that why don't they make vehicles cheaper? Is it cheap to make a vehicle? Let me know in the comments. The market, the MSRP, the market sales price, retail price, versus what it costs for that company to make a gas vehicle, petroleum, wherever you're listening to this, or diesel, electric vehicle, and what it costs to the company to make that exact vehicle versus you, the buyer, me, the buyer, me wanting to buy that Jeep, not that hybrid, that my dream fun car, that Jeep, or that Toyota pickup truck or SUV, versus Tesla to make out a vehicle, a Cybertruck, a Rivian, on Edison. All those companies, even BMW, Mercedes-Benz, what's the price for them to make an electric slash petrol vehicle or fossil fuel vehicle versus or even Toyota versus the price that us, the buyers, make? Let me know in the comments. That's one of the many questions that excites me to understand the market that we live in, that is constantly changing because somebody else buys a vehicle or some new company comes into the market. Are we better for it? Is everyone in general, even the companies, better for it? Who's to say? Let me know in the comments if you have any idea about electric vehicles or something related to vehicles or your personal stories. All the ways to reach us on Instagram, X, and even the comments on YouTube are in the description. And if you want to support us, support this project that I'm doing of the LTS podcast or Life Tech and Sundry, the link to support is in the description. This is Marcos, thanking you for your time and lending me your ears. LTS Podcast, Out of Office Edition, is out of here. Stay frosty.